Call the member for Lyons.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Legislation was passed last night in this place to deliver equity for veterans and their families. Finally, this government has acted to deliver fair indexation for Defence Force superannuants. Is there any greater commitment to our nation than that made by the men and women who serve in our Defence Force? I think perhaps not. Two of my mother's brothers saw active service, Des Cordell in World War II, Alan Cordell as part of the Fleet Air Arm in the Korean War. Rightly, we have days set aside each year to recognise and show respect for those who have returned, as well as those that have fallen in the foreign fields, deserts, jungles, or those that paid the ultimate price defending our nation at sea. For too long, veterans and their families were treated differently and manifestly unfairly when compared with indexation of other pension and superannuation schemes. The government has recognised this injustice and, as early as the 27th of June 2010, committed to fair indexation for our Defence Force retirees. We took this commitment to the 2010 election. In opposition, we introduced legislation in another place to provide the long overdue equity for DFRB and DFRDB superannuants. The response from the government of the day was to set up another inquiry, which we opposed, as 6 previous inquiries had all supported fair indexation. Guess what? Labor and the Greens used the inquiry to oppose the legislation put forward by the Coalition. Well, shame on you to have been the first parliament to oppose fair indexation of Defence Force retirees' pensions. Prior to the 2013 election, I was proud to sign the Coalition's pledge to deliver for our veteran community fair indexation. The pledge read, "The Coalition's clear commitment to our veterans. A Coalition government will deliver fair indexation to 57,000 military superannuants and their families. The Coalition will ensure DFRB and DFRDB military superannuation pensions are indexed in the same way as aged and service pensions. All DFRB and DFRDB superannuants aged 55 and over will benefit. Only a Coalition government will deliver fair, just and equitable indexation for DFRB and DFRDB pensions. With your support, Australian veterans and their families will get the fair go they deserve." Deputy Speaker, in my electorate of Lyons, we estimate there are up to 300 families that will be the beneficiaries of this legislation. These changes are more than justified. They recognise the unique nature of military service. Delivery of this legislation has been an article of faith for this government, and I feel privileged to have been part of a government that has delivered for our veterans something that was so long overdue, to be part of a government that keeps its commitments, in this case to our veterans and their families. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
I thank the member for his contribution.